Meditation. You've heard that word before. You somewhat know what it is. Something about focusing on your breath, right? And you've been told that it's the greatest thing in the world, that it'll change your life around, that there's nothing like it. But you don't really understand how that is. How will focusing on my breath turn my life around? You don't really understand how that is because you don't really understand what it is. You don't understand how that is because you don't really understand meditation. That is a problem you won't have anymore by the time you finish this video. I promise you that. Well, let's get to it. I got a promise to keep. Whatever problem you're facing in life today, there is one solution for. You might say, no, you don't even know what my problem is. Whatever problem you're facing in life today, there is one solution for, because there is one root cause for it. Yes, even that problem that you think you're the only one facing and no one will relate to. Every problem of yours has two variables, but the equation to the problem remains the same. Here is the equation. I want to dash, but I dash. I want to study, but I procrastinate. I want to eat healthy, but I just can't resist junk food. I want to exercise consistently, but I fail. I want to be productive, but I waste all of my time on social media. Take a minute to fill this equation out for yourself. You don't even need to write it down, just orally fill in the two variables for yourself. I want to dash, but I end up dash. What did I just say? Whatever problem you're facing, there is one root cause for it. Can you guess what it is? It's so obvious, right? You want to do something, but you end up doing the complete opposite of it. You are not in control of your own mind. That is the problem. This is a problem that has become so common, so accepted, that we don't even make a big deal of it. We don't even realize how messed up it is. Imagine you went to the airport to book a flight to London. Maybe you have some family, some friends there. Next thing you know, you're sitting on a flight to New York. What would you do? I'll tell you what you would do. You would book a return ticket for the same day and check yourself into a mental hospital. Yet, when the same thing happens to you every day, you don't make a big deal of it. You wake up every morning with the intention to do something and to not do something. You wake up every morning telling yourself, we're going to do this and this and this today, but please, let's not do that. We've done that every day for the past week and we've hated ourselves for it, so please, let's not do that. You've seen this play out way too many times. Do you want to take a guess as to how the day turns out? You end up doing exactly the one thing that you promised yourself, that you requested yourself to not do. You are not in control of your own mind. Think of there being a wild monkey with you and you having a banana in your hand. You try to do it all, you try to hide it. You go on a dopamine detox. You uninstall the apps and games, you put the junk food away from your sight. Eventually, the monkey will get a whiff of the banana, and there's your relapse. You try to hide the banana behind a cage. You use site blockers to block YouTube. You throw away your drugs. You empty your house of junk food. There is going to be complete chaos until the monkey gets its banana. You be sure of that. So the only solution Not the best solution, not the optimal, the ideal solution, the only real long term actual solution is to train the monkey. Train the monkey such that even with the banana in front of it, it won't reach for it until you give it permission to. Train the mind such that even with YouTube open in front of it, it won't reach for the instant gratification videos until you give it permission to. This right here is the single most powerful thing on this entire planet. And the more powerful something is, the more difficult it is going to be to control it. But he who does, nothing can keep him from conquering the world. Imagine the level you would operate at, the kind of man you would be, if everything that you set out to do, you actually did. If you actually followed through with your plans, if every morning when you woke up and said, I want to do this and this and this today, you actually went and did all of those things through the course of the day. So, how do you gain control of your mind? Meditation. That's where everyone leaves it, right? They'll tell you to meditate because it's the greatest thing in the world, and bye bye. Don't worry, I won't just leave it at that. I am not going to leave you hanging like that. In fact, we're just getting started. We're just getting into the meat of the video now. How is thinking of my breath going to help me conquer the world? Right? I will tell you exactly how. But first, you're going to need to understand what you're even doing. Right? So here we go. Sit down, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Wait, hold on. What does focus on your breath even mean? Am I supposed to think about my breath? What do I think about it? Should I make myself think, oh, I'm feeling so calm and relaxed? But I thought the point of meditation was supposed to be to not be lost in your thoughts. You see how complicated it can start to get as soon as you scratch the surface. Focus on your breath simply means to have your attention on your breath. Let's dive a little deeper into that. There's two mediums through which we experience life, through which we experience everything that we experience. One is attention, and the other, awareness. You're listening to me right now, so your attention is on what I'm saying. At least I hope so. But you're also aware of the warmth of the coffee that you're drinking, the sound of traffic in the background, the comfort of your chair. What you want to do when you're meditating is to keep your attention on the breath. Now, even in the breath, there's so much going on. Your stomach inflating and deflating, your chest puffing in and out. What do you keep your attention on? Be attentive. Listen to me closely. Be attentive to the sensation at the tips of your nostrils. It's a very subtle, a very slight sensation that you feel every time you breathe in and out. But you've probably never even noticed it before. So sit down, calm your mind, and try to really focus your attention, not awareness, your attention on the sensation at the tips of your nostrils, and you'll feel it. Pause this video for a few seconds and try to feel it right now if you want. Let's recap. You sit down somewhere quiet, close your eyes, and focus your attention to the sensation at the tips of your nostrils. What next? That's all you have to do. The rest will happen on its own. What will happen? Within the matter of a few seconds, your mind will invariably shift its attention from the sensation at the tips of your nostrils to something else. And instantly, you'll be completely engrossed in thinking about whatever your mind comes up with. In a second, you'll have completely forgotten about your breath. And you won't remember about it again for the next minute or two. It'll take you about 3 minutes to have that aha moment, that moment of realization where you go, oh, I had to be attentive of my breath. So then you come back, you bring your attention back to the sensation. You try to hold it for as long as you can, but again, invariably, within a few seconds, the mind loses its attention. The mind shifts its attention to something else. Again, a few minutes later, you remember. Again, you bring it back again and again and again and again. That is the beginner's process of meditation. So, how does this benefit you? First of all, it improves your attention significantly. You know that feeling of having to reread a paragraph or even a page because you were lost in your own thoughts, because you were lost somewhere else? Of having a conversation with somebody and realizing 2 minutes later that you didn't hear a word they said because you were lost in a world of your own? Of eating a packet of chips and just be mindlessly chomping on it, and before you know it, you've finished the entire packet. I haven't experienced any of these things, not a single time over the past year or so. I remember experiencing them on a daily basis before that. Imagine that. Secondly, the benefit of disassociating from your thoughts. What's the biggest problem you face every single day? You wake up every morning with the intention to get so much done, to have an amazingly productive day. And you hold that intention. Let's say you wake up at 7. You hold that intention until 8, 9 even, let's say. But at around 9:30, a thought seeps in. Let's play video games for a bit. Just for a little bit. All my friends would be playing at this time. It's been so long since I've played with them. Socializing is important too. I'll feel better after I've played for a bit, and I'll be more productive. I'll get more done, and we have the entire day left. I'll just play for an hour, and then the entire rest of the day I'll spend studying. Before you even know it, your mind has already made up its mind, and it's come up with 5 excuses why it's okay for you to do the exact one thing that you promised yourself in the morning you wouldn't do, why it's okay for you to do the exact opposite of what you wanted to do. When you meditate consistently, this is what that same scenario starts to look like. You wake up at 7 with the intention to have a really productive day, to get so much done. You hold that intention until 8, 9 even, let's say. But around 9:30, a thought seeps in from somewhere. Let's play video games, just for a little bit. You see that thought coming, and instead of indulging in it, you stop it in its tracks. No, I said just this morning, right? I want to have a good, productive day today. There's over 100% chance that if I start the game right now, I'll end up wasting the entire day on it. So no, we're not going to play. Imagine the level you would operate at, the kind of man you would be if everything that you set out to do, you actually did. If you actually followed through with your plans, if every morning when you woke up and had the intention to do this and this and this, you actually spent the entire day doing all of those things. Something clicked in your brain through the course of this video, right? Take advantage of that. Equipped with the knowledge that you've derived out of this video, sit down to meditate right now. 10 minutes. Set a timer for 10 minutes and try to be attentive to the sensation at the tips of your nostrils for as long as you can. You will lose your attention. Your mind will shift its attention to something else. Don't fret about it. That is the point of it. When you go to the gym, the point is to put your muscles through some resistance, right? This is the resistance that your mind will give you. Leverage it, take advantage of it. Every time that your mind shifts its attention to something else, and you remember that you have to focus on your breath, that you have to be attentive of your breath, make yourself feel good about it. Feel the way you would if you were doing a push-up. Make your dreams a reality, one day at a time, boys. I will see you in the next one.